Hi, I'm Wes Kussmaul. Lately, a lot of people are nodding in agreement about failing security. We'll get to what we mean by capital A authenticity in a moment, but first, why has security technology failed us? What happened? I think I have a good perspective on the origin of the problem. In 1967, the Air Force sent me to school to learn how to program the Burroughs B-263 computer in its assembly language. By the time I got out of the Air Force and into industry, experts were warning management to start thinking about security. Around that time, a truly brilliant system called PKI was being invented. PKI would provide both security and manageability. But the inventors of PKI were mathematicians and cryptographers. Even if by some coincidence they happened to cross paths with business people, they spoke the language of advanced math and cryptography. They might as well have been speaking Urdu. So, management looked elsewhere for people who could talk to them about security in language they understood. They found young programmers like me. Security? Sure, I can tell you about that. It's like Power Rangers. You identify the bad guys and capture them. Because that's what people our age understood, from cop shows and cartoons and war games. I wasn't a security developer myself, but I knew the culture. Now, management surely knew that security in their physical building called for ID badges, establishing who's accountable for what happens while they're in the building. Security is about designing spaces and systems to establish accountability. It's not about capturing bad guys. How do you tell just by looking at a stream of bits who's a bad guy anyway? Might as well ask the lobby receptionist in your building to identify who's bad and who's good as they walk in the door. Instead, of course, we ask the receptionist to get some ID to establish accountability while they're in the building. So, management understood real security in a way that we young geeks did not. But management was completely baffled by computers. We, on the other hand, were clearly comfortable with the newfangled things. Management decided that they'd better follow our lead when it comes to security. Big mistake. But cultural assumptions do tend to persist, even past their prime. And so today, many decades later, that's what we still have. Security based upon a 20-year-old's view of a world of Power Rangers, World of Warcraft, and NCIS. Meanwhile, those PKI folks who really did understand security based upon spaces and systems of accountability never got to work with business people to apply PKI in the real world. Now, here's the good news. Authenticity fixes that. You see, authenticity is just our word for PKI done right. It's partly about technology that wasn't available back then, partly about education, and partly about changing PKI's focus from identifying objects to identifying people. Because of the persistent and failed strategy built upon the flawed assumption that you can determine the intentions and character of the sender of a stream of bits, things are only going to get worse. Everywhere. For you and for your competitors. Imagine if you invest in authenticity for your company. Then, later, when your competitors are facing the consequences of doing nothing, you will have the clear advantage, not just in security, but in new efficiency and effectiveness of all your operations. Find out how you can gain the authenticity advantage. Watch our other videos to learn how authenticity will bring not just security to your enterprise, but new levels of manageability and usability as well.
Start with the video entitled, What is PKI? It will explain PKI in 2 minutes.
Thanks for watching this one.